YouTube videos age like milk.
These are times when YouTube videos aged like milk, making what once
Sadie.
seemed harmless and inspiring later become painfully ironic. My name is Ryan, and we're gonna start off with Dogpack404's videos that instantly went viral after he claimed to expose the dark side of the world's most famous YouTuber. In early 2024, Dogpack404
Mr.
made
Beast.
waves after accusing Mr. Beast of faking his videos.
Have you ever faked a video?
No. But this train track is CGI, these bus wheels are CGI, this explosion is fake, Shredder is CGI.
Scripting contests, and staging his acts of generosity for views.
Mr. Beast videos are real, and he's a great guy that gives away big rewards to his loyal followers. I will show you irrefutable evidence in a minute that his videos are in fact fake.
The videos went viral, pulling millions of views, and sparking heated
And
debates
then
about
what
whether
happened?
Mr. Beast's entire image was fake. He's what too good to be true would be if it were a person. Another added, evil Mr. Beast was real all along. But that spotlight wouldn't last long, because another creator named Soggy Cereal decided to dig deeper, and what he found completely tore Dogpack's claims apart.
In this video, I will be debunking close to every accusation he
An
and the
FPS.
people he manipulated have made.
Most of the evidence Dogpack presented was either edited out of context
Throughout this video, you'll also see that there are multiple examples of him leaving out crucial details from evidence that would easily disprove the accusations he's making. Because Dawson loves framing things deceitfully to push his personal agenda.
or straight up fake.
This pit is fake.
No, it's not. Here's footage of them digging
Shredder
the
is
pit.
CGI.
Nope, at this timestamp they do shred an actual Lamborghini in a legitimate shredder.
This car is digitally lifted.
This car isn't digitally lifted, however they did change the original red coloring to blue to make a visual distinction between the first rocket car they launched and failed, which was red, and the second one they launched, which succeeded but was also red.
For instance, some of the
Alright.
screenshots that Dogpack showed in his videos didn't match the original uploads, deliberately edited to make Mr. Beast look bad.
You can see that the UI for the illegal live stream is not the real YouTube UI. Instead of rounded corners, they're sharp, the likes are gone, the upload date is in a completely wrong spot where it has never been, and the button sizes and title font just seem off.
No way.
Seeing Dogpack for who he really was, the internet turned on him, with people leaving comments like, I blindly believe the dog guy without actually fact-checking anything.
dog
But
guy.
as they always say, the moment you believe you can't be scammed is probably the moment it will happen. And Dogpack was literally all bark and no bite. Soon after, more creators started joining in, showing clear evidence of his manipulation and false claims. And just like that, the videos that were supposed to make his career now sit like sour milk aged badly in the sun. After Dogpack404's expose collapsed under his own lies, PewDiePie's story showed that sometimes a video can age badly just because of one careless
The
moment.
bridge incident.
PewDiePie had a long-running series called Stream Fails, a compilation format where he'd react to funny or awkward live stream moments from
Lara.
other creators. Fans loved it and saw it as funny and entertaining. Ironically, in one of those very compilations, PewDiePie once lightly joked that he'd never find himself in a stream
Right.
fail.
It doesn't matter if it's one frame, okay? One
It's
frame.
accidental
got it.
bridge
It's on the internet
incident.
forever, and you're gonna get shit for it. Now, I have never made that mistake before. I would never be that stupid.
But that statement wouldn't age well because
Oh, fuck
during a live
OGs,
stream
guys.
of playing PUBG, PewDiePie ended up saying a racial slur while expressing frustration after being eliminated at the
What a
entrance
fucking
bridge.
flanker.
What a fucking jeez, oh my god, what the fuck?
The clip spread fast, sparking
He barely got it out.
an immediate reaction from the audience. Fans who had celebrated his humor started making fun of him and leaving comments like, Hughes hasn't been in a stream fail compilation yet, guess he'll cross that bridge when he comes to it. And little did Hughes know, he would later be in these compilations. As a result, Campo Santo, the
Sound like he stopped streaming after that.
developer of Firewatch, announced they would file DMCA takedown notices against his videos featuring their game because of the slur. PewDiePie responded publicly by posting an apology, calling himself just an idiot,
I'm just an idiot.
and admitting that there were no excuses for his
I'm
actions.
just an
It
idiot.
was something that I said in the heat of the moment. I said the worst word I could possibly think of.
Why can't he say like the F word?
and it just
The
sort of slipped out.
FWG
And
word.
I'm not gonna make any excuses to why it did, because there are no excuses for it.
He later took steps to distance himself from social media drama, deactivating his Twitter account and unfollowing everyone who he had been following. Despite the backlash, his career did not end. The bridge incident showed everyone how fast people can change their minds. And while PewDiePie's mistake happened in the heat of the moment,
Yeah, it wasn't
Airac's
that bad.
story was the
I didn't
complete
care that
opposite,
much at all.
carefully planned and built on deception. In late 2023, Airac embarked on an ambitious project, a 30-day global challenge where he promised to upload a new video every day. The stakes were high because if he failed, MrBeast would delete Airac's channel completely.
I have 30 days to make it around the earth, upload a video on this channel every day for the next 30 days, and if I fail, he will delete my channel. Yeah, I gave Jimmy my laptop here. He has full control. The good news is I won't be missing an upload. I hope he does.
Something that added pressure and intrigue to the challenge.
Delete his channel.
One of the standout videos in this series was titled, "I Crossed Ireland in a Perfectly Straight Line," documenting the journey in real time. The video showcased various obstacles, interactions with locals, and the challenges of maintaining a straight path
Like what, he recorded a video and uploaded it when he couldn't? Or what
across
happened?
diverse terrains.
Now, if at any point I step outside of this line, it's over. I'm done. So for every obstacle that comes my way, I have to find a way to stay on this line. Mountains, oceans, angry locals. I will either end this video in Italy or die on this line, figuratively.
This story felt real, promising, and like a real adventure. However, the authenticity of this journey came into question when Soggy Cereal conducted a detailed analysis, eventually revealing that the video was fake.
But it's completely fake. I was excitingly waiting for the very first upload. Woo!
Alright.
Until 3 minutes into the first episode where the cracks already started to show.
For instance, Airac seemed to be driving through the streets of Ireland in this stream, but Soggy saw something odd. The Irish parade in the background
road
wasn't
sign.
part of his actual trip at all, and instead turned out to be footage from a St. Patrick's Day celebration in Dublin, repurposed to make it seem like he was there in the moment.
This? Well, this is the Dublin Services Parade, which happened on September 2nd. And then if you go to episode 3 and pause right here, you can clearly see the 12th September timestamp on his watch. Maybe his watch was
No
just
way.
malfunctioning.
This discovery shocked his entire fanbase and made the video age terribly. But crucially,
God.
this video opened cracks that would later reveal that the entire 30-day challenge had been staged and pre-recorded, betraying the show's promise of being authentic. Fans felt deceived and the backlash was intense. Creators also voiced their frustration, making their own videos calling out Airac. In response, Airac attempted to clarify his intentions through a comment, stating that some of the episodes were shot before the series,
And
so
believe
they
he
could
did
get a head
this.
start to edit and make the videos as good as possible. However, the damage to his credibility was already done, making his entire series a prime example of YouTube videos that aged like milk. But while Airac's video aged because of his deceptions, the next one completely fell apart because of misplaced praise. In late 2022, Nas Daily introduced Sam Bankman-Fried as the most generous billionaire, describing him as a
FBX.
visionary in the crypto world.
The guy you see next to me is the most generous billionaire in the world. And
I remember FBX bought TSM, the lead team. And
he
this
wants to donate all of it
instantly
to charity.
crumbled.
At the time, fans were captivated by the story, as this was the kind of positive, uplifting content that made Nas Daily famous. But less than a year later, everything unraveled. FTX, the cryptocurrency exchange founded by Sam Bankman-Fried, collapsed spectacularly after it was revealed that he used his other company, Alameda Research, to steal billions from FTX customers.
Sam Bankman-Fried created an elaborate fraud using two companies. FTX, where customers could go deposit their money, and Alameda Research, which then stole that money
No way.
from FTX. Alameda Research got special privileges which they used to steal the customer's money.
Leaving an $8 billion hole in its accounts. Sam was arrested and later convicted on multiple fraud charges, including wire fraud and conspiracy. The very person Nas had celebrated as the most generous billionaire turned out to have orchestrated one of the largest financial scandals in
Ablam?
recent history. In hindsight, the video now feels wildly out of touch, with fans leaving comments like "this aged well" and "the most hungry billionaire." But not every video ages badly because of a scandal. Sometimes it's just because the creator got the story completely wrong, and that's exactly what happened with Sunny V2 and iNabber. In early September 2024, Nikocado Avocado once again became the focus of YouTube commentary through two major documentaries. The first one was iNabber's 7-hour deep dive, which analyzed Nikocado's life and career in painstaking detail, describing him as a man trapped in a self-destructive cycle.
It's just insane how he re-recorded a bunch of videos and faked for like 2 years that he wasn't uploading new
spiraling
videos.
for views and attention. At one point,
For like 2
iNabber
or 3
described
years.
Nikocado as the internet villain because of his eating habits and controversies.
Basically, Nikocado Avocado over the last few years has been the embodiment of chaos on YouTube. This person is somebody that is perceived as a villain who is now on a never-ending mission to get more and more famous in the pursuit of views and money.
And later went on to say the following.
Well, my friends, in today's long video, we're going to be going through the entire story of Nikocado, from his origins before YouTube to the very current day of everything that this man is currently doing.
iNabber thought he had Nikocado's full story, but as he would later find out, he only had half of it. Just 4 days later, SunnyV2 uploaded his own documentary, painting a similar picture of a creator consumed by chaos.
Nikocado's recent video is so incredible.
Recent video, he recorded this like 2 years ago.
Tragic. It makes all of his previous breakdowns seem like they were happy moments.
Who is now regretting that he sacrificed his health for online fame.
My life was going great.
He's 2 steps ahead.
YouTube life. And I'm sitting here thinking,
Always
I've thrown away the best years of my
2 steps ahead.
Admitting he never would have started if given a second chance.
Both videos exploded instantly, drawing millions of views and reigniting
He's
long-standing
always
debates about
2 steps
Nikocado's
ahead.
downfall. But less than 24 hours later, the entire story was debunked when Nikocado uploaded a new video
got
titled
burned.
2 Steps Ahead,
Where is his
revealing
hand?
that he had secretly lost over 250 pounds.
Today I woke up from a
He's bored.
very long dream. And I also woke up having lost 250 pounds off of my body.
And then most of the footage used in those documentaries was over 2 years old. This hit the internet like a shockwave, making SunnyV2 and iNabber's videos age terribly overnight. As expected, the fallout was quick, as comment
insane,
sections soon
24
flooded
hour.
with messages of shock and disbelief. This aged like milk within less than 24 hours. Y'all went to war only to realize he was 2 steps ahead. And while Nikocado's reveal flipped the entire script on its critics, Colleen Ballinger's case shows what happens when old footage comes back to haunt you. One of YouTube's most beloved creators, Colleen Ballinger, built her reputation on wholesome, family-friendly content, videos that entertained millions and made her seem like the kind of creator parents could trust their kids to watch. But that image wouldn't last long. In a resurfaced clip from one of her live Miranda
Oh, I know
singing
what she did.
shows, Colleen invited a young boy from the audience on stage for what was meant to be a comedy bit.
James, come here, have a seat. Now, since you are my summer bae, I was curious, would you like to go on a date with me right now on stage?
I would absolutely love to.
However, things quickly escalated when she placed a bag of cheese balls inside her pants and then asked the boy to reach in and grab some.
Do you want a cheese ball?
I'd love them. I can't believe I'm reaching in there right now.
The footage resurfaced years later after allegations emerged that Colleen had engaged in inappropriate interactions with underage fans. And suddenly,
No
that
way.
funny stage bit wasn't seen as harmless anymore. It became proof that there was more bad behavior happening, like when she went as far as sending one of her fans her personal underwear.
It was so ridiculous and funny, we laughed about it, and I forgot to send them to him. And eventually he tweeted me, asking me for them again. I sent them to him, he put them on over his clothes and posted about them. It was like a big joke within the fandom.
Colleen tried to defend herself, saying,
I've always given away weird stuff, and so in my mind at the time, this was no different than all the other weird stuff I send to my fans as a joke.
But for many, the trust was already gone. The wholesome image she had built over years of family-friendly content crumbled
Who is this
instantly
woman?
almost overnight. With fans leaving
that's some
comments
normie.
like, "This is disgusting," and "How did they not find this
Comedian.
inappropriate 9 years ago until 2023?" and "Why did Miranda let him reach in her front? That's weird and predatory." And while Colleen's video aged from her inappropriate actions with minors, others aged terribly because of missed opportunities. Take this story of the
I
door
can
bot, for
fix
instance,
her.
which was later renamed to Ring. When Jamie Simonoff first pitched his idea to the investors on Shark Tank,
introducing the Doorbot, the first ever video doorbell built for the smartphone.
It's
With Doorbot, you can see
Doorbot is a
and
shit
speak
name.
with visitors from anywhere.
they didn't see the potential, thinking it was just another product that would never make it to the market in the real world.
I think that you have potential to do a lot more with this, but I'm not connecting to that this does.
But it's so weird, like, you think about it, you have like a delivery guy ringing the doorbell and you can like talk to them, you can see who is ringing.
Enough at this time to distinguish itself as different from what else is out there on the market for the higher price point, and so for that reason, I'm out.
The rejection was crushing, but he didn't give up. Instead, he took his idea, refined it, and focused on building a real business. The product eventually caught the attention of the right partners, and the company exploded. In a stunning turn of events, Ring Doorbell was acquired by Amazon for a staggering over $1 billion, something that the Sharks never expected would ever happen. The very idea that Shark investors dismissed as useless turned out to become a massive success, instantly making their video age terribly. And the story didn't end there. Years later, the inventor returned to Shark Tank not as a hopeful entrepreneur, but as a guest shark, sitting alongside the investors who had once rejected him. It was a full circle moment, proof that timing, perseverance, and vision can completely flip the narrative. Some stories turned into billion-dollar success tales.
It's
Others
videos
fell apart
aging
because of betrayal.
like
As
milk.
one of the Try Guys, Ned Fulmer built his entire
I know this one too.
brand around
What's
being
happened
the
here?
wife guy. He idolized his wife in every video,
My wife, 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 my wife.
showing what appeared to be an unbreakable bond.
My
At one
wife.
point, they did a video titled Couples Break Up for a Week to see what it was like if they were separated, while keeping it lighthearted and entertaining. Fans loved the concept as it made them feel even more connected to the couple. At one point in the video, Ned said the following:
I already can't wait for us to get back together. One of the things that I don't like to do is eating by myself. I'm gonna put my wedding ring right next to this super cute picture of us, next to this other super cute picture of us.
seeming to care deeply about the well-being of their marriage. But what he said would later make the whole video age terribly, as behind the cameras, Ned's life told a very different story. In 2022, photos surfaced of him cheating with one of his employees, which completely shattered the loyal image he had built over the years. And suddenly, Couples Break Up for a Week looked completely ironic. Fans rewatched past videos, noticing moments that suddenly seemed off, even going as far as making clip compilations to mock him.
No,
To the Champions Club.
Okay, you don't want to break up a marriage.
No.
Ned publicly admitted his mistakes.
3 years ago, I cheated on my wife with my producer. It became a massive public scandal.
Stupid fucking
that
mistakes.
caused a lot of pain.
Apologizing for betraying his spouse and the trust of his audience.
I broke your trust. I betrayed my spouse.
But the fallout
Need
was
a bit of
inevitable. He left
announcement.
the Try Guys, and eventually his marriage to Ariel ended after 15 years. While Ned's video aged because of infidelity, the next creator's video aged from something far darker. Boy in a Band, known for his music and educational content, had cultivated a reputation as a creative and socially conscious YouTuber. He often used his platform to share his rap music,
Right here in the dead of night, I'm thinking one of us
Boy in a
died
Band.
here. Look at that frightened, better not fight it.
and other musical projects, mixing entertainment with messages that challenged his audience to think critically. But while many
And-
remember Boy in a Band for his talent and style, some of his older content hasn't aged quite as well. One of his notable music videos
He's
featured a rap
also
verse in which he
talentless.
says, "I was never taught what laws there are."
I was never taught what laws there are. I was never taught what laws there are. Let me repeat.
Back then, it sounded like a deep line about personal struggles or about questioning the rules of society. But over time, allegations
heard
came
his
out that
song with
made people see
PewDiePie.
the videos differently. Multiple women came forward accusing Boy in a Band of grooming, claiming that his interactions with fans had crossed ethical and legal boundaries. Like when he slept with one of his 17-year-old fans and made her sing a song with the lyrics "Take Me Without My Consent," which in many countries would be considered as pedophilia. Suddenly, the video that had once been viewed as an expressive piece of art was reinterpreted by some as unsettling given the new context of these allegations. Some left comments like, "We should have taught him what laws there are," and "You didn't know grooming was illegal." Now, it's important to note that these allegations were never confirmed to be true. Boyna Band is still innocent until proven guilty, as he never addressed them since he had already left the internet years before the allegations came out. Still, this lyric became a running joke as it seemingly aged like milk. After Boyna Band's fall from grace, Sunny V2 turned his focus to Logan Paul, whose so-called redemption arc would soon backfire spectacularly. Logan Paul is one of YouTube's most infamous figures, and known for his larger-than-life personality and a career full of highs, lows, and public missteps. In Sunny V2's video titled "The Unforeseen Redemption of Logan Paul's Reputation," Logan was portrayed as having finally turned a corner.
Not only did Logan's reputation recover from rock bottom, it's somehow gone well beyond recovery, to the point where the people who used to hate him have now become his biggest fans.
Something that captured the attention of many. The video highlighted his attempts to shift his image, embracing charity work.
Logan Paul would then upload a video titled "Suicide Be Here Tomorrow," in which Logan explained that he planned on personally contributing in order to help the cause.
So I'm pledging to donate $1 million to various suicide prevention organizations.
Taking on professional boxing and presenting himself as a more respectable, accountable figure in the public eye.
Because Logan now had more time on his hands, during which he would begin planning a new internet endeavor. And this new endeavor would be one of the most significant when it came to repairing his reputation and gaining respect from the wider YouTube audience.
Hey yo, what is up? My name is Logan Paul,
What's
controversial
up? Childhood memory ruined by Logan.
YouTube star, boxer, ex-vegan,
Pokemon
and now, I
can't.
guess, podcaster?
Fans were invited
It's
to
over.
believe that Logan had learned from his past controversies, evolving into someone worthy of respect again. But that narrative didn't hold because not long after, Logan's over-the-top ego resurfaced. He later became involved in new controversies, including issues with his Lunchly venture, where moldy cheese was reportedly found in the products, questionable crypto investment promotions, and even highly scrutinized crypto projects where he was accused of scamming his own fanbase. Suddenly, the Sunny V2 video that painted him as reformed aged like milk, with viewers who had embraced the idea of his comeback being forced to reassess. This aged well. Bro did the full redemption spin and begun redemption unwind. The video itself became an example of how fast online narratives can change. From YouTube stars to fitness influencers, the next case dives into the world of the Liver King, a man who built his empire on being natty until the truth came out. Liver King built an empire claiming his shredded physique came entirely from ancestral living. He showcased a lifestyle of raw meat, intense workouts, and what he called ancestral practices, presenting himself as the ultimate example of natural human potential. Fans were captivated, leaving him heartwarming messages like, "Love this. I love the positive vibes, hard work, and enjoying the results. This is what life is about. Awesome, I just subscribed to your channel, Liver King, you're an inspiration." However, the video that would later age the worst was one of his high-profile interviews with Logan Paul, where he empathetically claimed to be completely natty, which means that he was 100% natural and that he never used steroids or enhancements.
There's a lot of subtitles that are convinced that Liver King is taking steroids. Do you think if I was on steroids, I would have these fucking appendages down here, these legs?
Have legs?
Do you see how fucking little my fucking legs are?
At the time, every statement reinforced the idea that his body was burned purely through discipline, diet, and lifestyle. But in 2022, leaked emails revealed the ugly truth that Liver King was spending over $11,000 a month on performance-enhancing drugs. Suddenly, the interview where he claimed to be natty became the centerpiece of ridicule. Even after the discovery, Liver King attempted to respond publicly, but his apology only made things worse. Instead of sincerely addressing the deception, he spent a lot of time bragging about his wealth and the empire he had built.
I've stated that this is a complicated as fuck topic, at least to me it is, because before social media, I was rich and anonymous, and after social media, I'm still rich, but no longer anonymous, and I never expected this kind of exposure.
Framing the steroid use as just another part of his lifestyle.
I've done steroids, and yes, I am on steroids, monitored and managed by a trained hormone clinician.
Rather than regaining trust, the attempt further damaged his credibility, making the I'm Natty interview look even worse in hindsight. A video that had once inspired millions now was full of lies and poor judgment, causing almost all the videos he had made during his quote natty era to age like milk. However, even honesty can age badly, as Joe Rogan found out when one of his most inspirational interviews turned into a chilling cautionary tale. Sheldon Johnson had spent 25 years in prison after being convicted of serious crimes. Joe Rogan's interview framed him as a man who was wrongfully convicted for murder and manslaughter.
I think that there's a mistake here because it says that he was sentenced to 50 years. I will say this, that he received a sentence that far eclipses a sentence that would be commonly doled out for murder or manslaughter.
But had changed after serving his time in prison. The conversation focused on his personal growth.
He's someone that's taken responsibility for what he did, and I think is a living example of what can happen if someone's life is worth just throwing away and putting behind bars so that they can rot in a dank cell, because he would have been 70 years old.
With Josh Dubin, an attorney who had brought him on the show, going as far as describing him as the following.
Another miracle sitting to my right, just like a marvelous human being who was basically told by an African-American judge that you don't matter.
For viewers, it was a powerful story of redemption, but just 38 days after the interview aired, everything fell apart. Sheldon Johnson was arrested again, this time for murder.
And he boasted about turning his life around after getting out of prison.
Murder, manslaughter, and criminal possession of a weapon. It's a shocking set of charges for a man most recently known for this.
Authorities discovered dismembered body parts belonging to 44-year-old Colin Small inside of Johnson's apartment in the Bronx, New York. He was charged with murder, manslaughter, illegal possession of a weapon, and concealment of a human corpse. Johnson pleaded not guilty at his arraignment and was remanded into custody without bail. The man whose story had been celebrated as a proof of change had returned to a life of violence, making the video that was meant to inspire trust and hope instantly age like milk. Joe Rogan's episode fell apart because of the person he gave the platform to, but EDP445's downfall was entirely his own doing, and no video aged worse than his. Known for his over-the-top humor
every day we are talking about EDP
and loud personality.
Alright y'all, what the fuck it is, man? It's your boy, Eat That 445, coming back at you, hoe ass, no life, trolling ass.
EDP445 built a massive following on YouTube, connecting with fans in ways that felt energetic and relatable. However, he started facing multiple allegations of inappropriate engagement with minors, and in response, he released a video addressing the allegations, telling his fans,
"If you honestly believe that I'm a motherfucking pedophile, you're fucking high."
At the time, some viewers accepted his apology, taking his words at face value. But everything unraveled in April 2021 when YouTuber
half of these guys are pedophiles
Alex
or
Rosen
scammers.
set up a sting operation posing as a 13-year-old girl named Sophie. He orchestrated conversations with EDP that escalated to explicit content, resulting in a meeting arranged under the pretense of delivering a cupcake.
Well, I was actually coming out here to pick up a cupcake.
A cupcake?
And then go back home.
When confronted at the location, EDP claimed he had only come for the cupcake, even though he knew well that he had come to pick up a minor. The incident was recorded and uploaded, instantly going viral as the cupcake incident. Suddenly, the apology video meant to defend his reputation looked painfully misleading, with viewers leaving comments like, "He did indeed throw his life away for all that." And it hurts watching this years later because every part of me wanted to believe him. What had been intended as accountability now served as a reminder that his earlier statements were false and completely out of touch with reality. The cupcake incident shows just how quickly a video meant to protect an image can age like milk, especially when real-world evidence exposes the truth. If you enjoyed this video, you'll probably like these ones as well, and don't forget to subscribe.